Hi there. I'm Dean Walker, founder of a little organization on the interwebs called livingresilience.net. And I've been at this for about 7 years now and have a number of different ways in which we're providing support and resources and practices for both the collapse aware and collapse acceptant communities around the world. And we've got a couple of ways of talking about that purpose statement, if you will. One of them is that we provide transformative support resources and practices for people bravely facing human caused collapse of Earth and human systems. That's the long one, but it still fits in an elevator pitch. The short one is profound resources facing troubled times. Now, some of you may have heard plenty about living resilience and touched into some of the long-standing resources that we've been offering. One of them is, of course, our website, livingresilience.net, and everything I'm about to mention in this long list of offerings this time around, everything's going to be listed in terms of links and how to contact each piece down in the show notes. So we'll, of course, have the website address down there in the show notes. And we also will have the Poetry of Predicament, our podcast, which is a YouTube channel. We'll have a link to that down there as well. Well, and you're actually probably watching this on the Poetry of Predicament podcast on that YouTube channel. Our newest offering is the Living Resilience Mighty Networks platform, which we call our community space. So it's Living Resilience Community Space. And that's a place where we can get together and have a number of different special focus, special interest groups that we can join up with. Also offer a number of online courses that are, for the most part at this point, recorded and self-paced. Of course, we have an events list, and I think the most popular offering so far to date is our book club, which is just been remarkable. I've been enjoying that immensely since mid last year when we started. Right now, we're just finishing up the book by David Abram called The Spell of the Sensuous, which is a real breakaway book for us to be exploring right now. Very different than the books that we covered in 2022, far more about embodied experience of what it is to be human being in these times, in these challenging times. And he is truly masterful at bringing us into our bodies and into a fuller relationship with the earth as well. Something I've noticed that I'm not exactly proud of is that I've offered precious little live gatherings for us to get together and just get to know one another. We have people who are brand new to the collapse aware and collapse acceptant conversations. And it's really not fair to invite people into this conversation without having ways that they can connect more easily. There are ways that they can connect right now, but they really have to reach for them. And we're intending to make that as easy proposition as possible. So we're going to have meetings from now on, gatherings on the first Saturday of every month. And of course, we have the very unique name called First Saturdays. So another link that you'll be able to find in the show notes is the link to this Saturday, which will be, of course, be the first Saturday in May of 2023. And so hope you will join us for our very first Saturday gathering. It's going to be from 9:30 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. It'll be a Zoom gathering, and you'll always be able to find all the information that you need, including that Zoom link, if you go right to the community space, that Living Resilience community space that you'll find the link for down below. Also in May, we're going to have a special focus on grief grief support and really creating what Francis Weller likes to call an apprenticeship with sorrow or an apprenticeship with grief. And more specifically, it's not just with grief itself, but also being able to create a special quality of community as we grieve with others. So that'll be the focus of a couple of offerings that we've got coming up. One is a 2-day grief retreat, which we did also in November of 2022. It was very well received. It's one of the most powerful offerings we've ever hosted here in Living Resilience. And so we're looking very much forward to May 20th and 21st. And it's going to be 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on each of those days, Saturday and Sunday. Again, all the information for this 2-day grief retreat here in Living Resilience. Really look forward to seeing you all come on and join us there. It's an extraordinary opportunity to deep dive and to practice these skills of really consciously bringing your own grief forward, but also being able to deepen your ability to hold space for others as they do the same. There's one other grief offering that I'd like to suggest if you're at all interested in that grief retreat, the 2 days, the 20th and 21st of May. You might find it valuable to join us in this other unrelated offering, but they happen to be a perfect fit in timing. And that is an 8-week Monday night series that is based on the work of Joanna Macy and her work that reconnects. So in each of those 8 Monday evening sessions, we'll be getting together and again, sparking the evening using the material from the work that reconnects. And again, we've just found immense value by the folks who have been with us in this 2-day retreat, backed up by the opportunity to integrate our experience of that deep retreat over 8 weeks in these Monday night sessions. So the links to each of these things, again, will be down in the show notes. So one last reminder, this is coming up so quick that really hope you can come and join us for our very first Saturday gathering from Living Resilience. The link is the first one and the last one that you're going to see in the show notes down below. And come and join us for 90 minutes of connection and being able to let you know what we're up to. Love to find out what you're up to and what you're needing and wanting in terms of support, resources, and practices in your own path as you look into this really challenging future that we've got going on of either collapse awareness or collapse acceptance. Either way, it is a remarkably challenging time. I guess my question is, why not approach it with a number of kindred spirits and bring a quality of relationship and depth and meaning while we all lean together in the direction of that challenge and of that predicament. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you Saturday and in the grief events later in this month. Thank you for joining us in another episode of The Poetry of Predicament. This podcast is produced by Dean Walker and the Living Resilience Alliance. Living Resilience exists to offer transformative support and resources to the collapse-aware and collapse-acceptant communities around the world. Our sole purpose is to curate and offer coaching, support groups, courses, and events that assist people in expanding their core skills, competencies, and capacities for facing a troubled, predicament-laden, yet still ineffably miraculous world.